Someone spent days threading thousands of beads onto a child's clothing. The beads were carved from mammoth ivory, each one drilled through the center, each one threaded by hand onto fabric that had already been sewn and shaped. Calculating the labor involved in carving and drilling alone, researchers estimate the total work ran to thousands of hours. Distributed across a community, over weeks, by people who had other things to do. The child who would wear them was already dead. This happened 34,000 years ago, at a site called Sungir, in what is now Russia. 2 children, a boy and a girl, both under 13, were buried head to head in a shallow grave. Who they were to each other, siblings, strangers, something else, remains unknown. The configuration itself is almost never seen at other sites. Beside them, polished spears of mammoth ivory, carved animal figures, fox teeth, and thousands of beads stitched in rows across their clothing, their headdresses, and down the length of their arms. An adult male buried nearby carried thousands more. The entire community must have spent weeks preparing this, for people who could not see it, could not feel it, could not know it had been done. The question that stops researchers cold is not what was found. It's why anyone bothered. Every other animal on Earth abandons its dead. Elephants pause at the bodies of their own, sometimes for hours, but they do not return. Chimpanzees have been observed carrying dead infants for days, but they do not dig graves. They do not place objects. They do not prepare a body for something beyond the moment. The deliberate burial of the dead, the decision to do something for a person no longer present, appears in the fossil record to be exclusively human. And it goes back further than most people expect. The oldest confirmed burials with clear intentionality date to roughly 100,000 years ago at Kafsa Cave in Israel. Bodies were placed in deliberate positions, arms folded, knees drawn, in postures that could not have happened accidentally. Red ochre applied to the bones, shells arranged alongside. Someone made choices about how this person would lie. But even before Homo sapiens were doing this, Neanderthals were already doing it too. From La Pharisee in France to Shanidar Cave in Iraq, where a Neanderthal burial was found surrounded by dense concentrations of pollen. Early humans were digging graves that required real effort. But the most shattering evidence isn't about how they dug, it's about who they put inside. At the Le Chapelot Saints site in France, paleoanthropologist Eric Trincauz analyzed the bones of a Neanderthal known as the Old Man. His skeleton told a brutal story: severe arthritis throughout his entire body, missing most of his teeth, and healed fractures that would have made independent movement impossible for years before his death. He could not have foraged. He could not have kept pace with a group on the move. Based on his physical condition alone, he had been entirely dependent on others for food, for water, for survival, for an extended period before he died. Someone fed him, someone kept him alive, and then, when he finally died, someone buried him. That is not an animal behavior. That is something else entirely. Which brings us back to the children at Sungir. The late archaeologist Randy White studied this burial in detail, revealing something that still resists clean explanation. Mammoth ivory is dense and extremely difficult to work with stone tools. Each bead required carving, shaping, drilling, and polishing by hand in firelight. The spears beside the children were made from straightened mammoth femurs, bones that had to be heated, bent, and cooled into shape. A process requiring specialized knowledge passed carefully between generations. None of this was done quickly. None of it was done for the living. Whoever those children were, their burial suggests they mattered to their community in a way that outlasted their lives. This is social memory. This is the beginning of something that eventually becomes religion, mythology, and the elaborate rituals humans still perform around death today. All of it starts here, in a shallow grave, 34,000 years ago, with someone threading beads by firelight for a child who would never wear them. You see this exact same pattern with the red ochre, the same iron oxide pigment painted onto bones at sites across Israel, covering the remains at Paviland Cave in Wales, dusted across burial sites from Central Africa to Siberia. Its meaning is genuinely unknown. Protection for the dead? A marker of what was lost? A signal to whatever might exist after? Every interpretation is speculation. What is not speculation is the care behind it. The deliberate, time-consuming, unnecessary act of doing something for someone who could no longer ask for anything. Here is what the burial record, taken as a whole, actually shows. Your ancestors, Neanderthal and Homo sapiens alike, drew a line between the living and the dead that no other species draws. They recognized that something was gone, and then they refused to simply walk away. They dug, they placed, they covered, they marked. They spent hours, sometimes hundreds of hours, preparing a body for something that hadn't happened yet and might not happen at all. That act required something no other species had demonstrated before, the belief that a person's absence deserved a response. That refusal to walk away is the same refusal that eventually becomes every memorial, every grave marker, every tradition of gathering together when someone is lost. The specific rituals change across cultures and centuries. The underlying behavior, the need to do something for the dead, to say in some physical form, "This person mattered," has not changed in 100,000 years. The children at Sungir have been gone for 34,000 years. Someone spent weeks making sure they would not simply disappear. That instinct is still running in you. Every time you lose someone and reach for something to do with your hands. Every time a community gathers at a graveside, doesn't know what to say, but shows up anyway. Every time someone places something beside a stone, for a person who will never see it, the behavior is the same. The age of it, almost impossible to comprehend.